Dear Diary, it's the third level and I've had enough of these fuckers. This time, Freddy is drunk and swerving all over the road trying to get to a lake. But this dipshit either can't read directions or has a very low expectation for swimming holes and ends up driving us to a swamp. To top things off, we get chased by a tar monster and an old grumpy man tells us to get off his property. Could this day get any worse for Scooby-Doo? Probably. We then drive straight for Dean Drabwell's ranch, and this guy has a hotel, a gas station, a general store, a saloon, and other unnamed decrepit buildings on his property. That's not a ranch, that's a ghost town. And by the way, the definition of a ranch is a large farm where cattle or other animals are bred and raised, and since I don't see any animals besides the roof rats, I'm 100% sure this guy's full of shit. And speaking of shit, this level is more than welcome to get in its car and drive off a bridge. I never got to this level as a kid, so I'm no longer looking at it through my nostalgia glasses, and I can fully see it for the headache that it actually is. I don't understand what the problem was here. Tar monster? Scary. Swamps? Scary. Old men? Scary. So why in the hell is this level not taking place in the swamp? Instead, it's taking place in a town/landfill. Look at all the garbage laying around. This is supposed to be a ranch, not an abandoned dump. I saw the lights on in Drabwell's house. He's home! It's like the creators were arguing over this level taking place in a swamp or in an old western ghost town. Which one should we do? Screw it, let's do both. The only people who play Scooby-Doo are a bunch of shithead kids, and they won't get this far anyway. And the appearance isn't even the worst part of this level. The worst part is this weird platforming section they decided to make the player do in the middle. You have to jump from tree branch to tree branch, and sometimes onto moving birds' nests. And if you miss, which happens quite often because the catch zone is smaller than it appears, you die. And by the way, you only have 3 lives, and once you go through them, you have to start the entire game over. And so far, I haven't come across any continues. Even if you save your password and put it in again, skipping the first 2 levels, this is such a frustratingly slow game, you'll still want to pull your own hair out. Alright, let's talk about the enemies on this level. So you have the tar monster, which is a big black glob with red eyes. Pretty scary, I think they did a good job with that. Then you have a Frankenstein zombie monster, which isn't the best, but it's okay. But then you have pumpkins. Bouncing pumpkins in trees. Ugh. When I think of a swamp, the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh, I don't know, how about an alligator, or a snake, or a big swamp spider? I could even have dealt with a frog. But a pumpkin? That makes no kind of sense. Pumpkins don't grow in a swamp, and pumpkins are not scary in a swamp. That was a terrible choice, and I hope they feel badly about it. But what puts the fucking icing on the goddamn cake is this scene. You have to jump onto these tires and then bounce your way over to the other side. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but if you have any experience with tires in this game, you'll know that sometimes when you jump on them, you go through the roof, and other times nothing fucking happens, and there's no rhyme or reason to this. The first time you try and jump across and die, the game automatically puts you starting again on the other side. Cool, no biggie. But then, you give Velma the last clue, and Freddy has another plan involving putting his dick in a fan, and you have to meet him back on the other side. And this is where it gets funny. And not funny haha, but funny uh-oh. If you die trying to cross this time, the game doesn't put you on the opposite side, so you better nail it the first time. Just like a fucking Olympic Russian ice skater, you better land that triple axel, or your ass is going back to Rollerland with all the other washed up chumps. And that's exactly what this game made me feel like, a chump. I literally did this 10 times in a row before I could get through it, only to be rewarded by getting chased by the tar monster, whose apparent weakness is fans. Are you kidding me? Tar does not dry that fast, and I know, I'm from the Tar Heel state. And those fucking ropes again. Someone in the gang is a rope magician, making those things appear and disappear at will. Is it you, Daphne? I bet it's you. And I don't really care, but in case you do, the bad guy was Drabwell. Of course it was. He was the only name we ever got in this level. So there you have it, kids. You better think twice before you dress up like a tar monster and scare away the owners of some land you're trying to buy. Some stoner kids wearing ascots will point a fan at you and stop you in your tracks. And that's a life lesson for everyone. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Am I doing something good? Could I be doing something better? Let me know. I play these crappy games every week just for you. If you have a suggestion of what game I should play next, leave me a comment and I might play it. But I won't like it. I don't like anything.
It's wicked, 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 whack. We can mix to make ya jump, jump.